alt, hvad der er af AI i SuperOffice. Jeg har taget Filip med, som hjælper mig. Filip er ansvarlig for alt, hvad der handler om AI i SuperOffice, og ham, der ved allermest. Så vi er i gode hænder i dag. Men inden vi kommer så langt, er der lige ganske lidt praktisk. Det meste af dagen vil foregå på engelsk, fordi Filip han er svensk, og vi tænkte svensk eller engelsk. Vi foretrækker at have det på engelsk. Så I er advaret og informeret. Vi optager webinaret og sender det ud til alle jer i morgen. Og I er meget velkomne til at stille spørgsmål undervejs. Skriv i chatten ude til højre. I kan skrive på spørgsmål på dansk, I kan skrive spørgsmål på engelsk. Så tager vi spørgsmålene med ind i præsentationen undervejs, og det plejer at fungere meget godt. Så spørg om stort og småt på dansk eller engelsk, så skal vi nok være gode til at besvare det. Jeg selv er Jonas, og er salgschef her i Danmark, og kender en del af jer. Måske der også er flere af jer, der kender mig. Det tror jeg. Og Filip er som nævnt fra Sverige. Han er vores AI-ansvarlig på globalt niveau, og er ham, der ved allermest om AI i SuperOffice. Og vi siger jo, at AI is infused everywhere, så nu er det ikke bare små områder, men rigtig mange steder i SuperOffice, hvor man hver dag vil opleve, at der er AI-kræfter, der hjælper dig. So, Filip, welcome to you. Now we will switch to English. And do you have anything to add, or should we continue to the agenda? I will give the word to you.
Yeah, just happy to be here. We had a similar session a couple of months ago, so it's just good to be back. We have a lot of AI things to talk about today. We will cover basically all parts of the software. You know, we're talking marketing, service, sales, and also a little bit when you work with Outlook and, you know, with our integrations and so forth. So yeah, really looking forward to this session. Yeah, and there
Yes.
Jonas, there you have the agenda.
So we will cover the Copilot in the side panel, as most of you hopefully know. Then we will cover how AI Assist is in your Outlook. That's the SuperOffice for Outlook, not the mail link, but the SuperOffice for Outlook. And then we have a new thing. That's one of my favorites, Reply Assist for service tickets. And of course, for all your marketeers out there, we can make powerful emails and pictures, etc. That's in the marketing area of SuperOffice. And one of the biggest thing we now can present as well is the MCP Connect. Maybe you don't know what that is, but we will get back to that. But you have to finish the webinar to know what the MCP Connect is. But that's a really, really good thing and a big thing.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to learn something new, a new abbreviation here, MCP. Yeah.
Cool.
So let's talk a little bit about this side panel that we have in SuperOffice. Jonas, do you use it in your daily work?
Every day.
Every day, yeah.
Yes.
I think there are three main things that you can use. First and foremost, it's just a user-friendly chat window that you can chat with. You know, like every basic AI service that are out there these days, you can use it that way, asking any questions about whatever it could be, searches, internet.
Yeah. I'm using it when I'm on a company card or a person card, and I want to learn more about that company or person. It will search for both the World Wide Web, but also inside my own SuperOffice CRM solution. And I will get great information about the customers and what they are in the market and what have the people that I'm searching for done before, what are their topics, what are they writing, about on the World Wide Web.
Yeah. Yeah, and you were talking about the pre-ready-made prompts that we have, so you do not have to start from scratch typing much things. So
Exactly.
you just click on these buttons.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think summary is the key here. It's summarize the customer or what happened at this contact or even a request. So let's have a look live how this could look like and how it looks like in SuperOffice. So here you have it available in the side panel. And here's a little tip that you can highlight this SuperOffice Copilot, pressing the star there. Have you done that, Jonas? Like that?
Yes, of course. Mine is
So
marked as a star.
yeah, like that. It's easy to use. And now we are what you alluded to, what you talked about. When you're at the company card, you can use any of the pre-made prompts. For instance, here, the company details. So in this case, you do not need to check all the tabs here, the sales tab, the request tab, the activity tab. You get the most recent ones presented in the chat window.
Yes.
Do you think it's helpful or?
Of course, I think it's
Yeah,
helpful. It is
yeah.
a great summary.
And now I'm switching to contact here. So before we were on the company card, now this is the contact card. And now you see there are similar prompts here, but they are a little bit shift here. So we have this write to pitch because I had in the previous slide, you can also create things here. You can create text using this one. So we will have a look how that can look like that, write the pitch. And now I am thinking that is a little bit too much text. So I say click the minus button there, and now it takes the context. It takes the John Rowling Jr. here. He knows what company he works with, and he knows the Copilot knows a little bit about me. So then it presents this text that I can use to send in an email like that. And then you can also, with these services you see there in the bottom, now I can instruct the AI service to include a pitch here about green energy is my example here, because that's what I would like to talk about in this case. And then that text is included in the overall message here. So that's also something that you start with and then you refine. And I think that's something that you can take with you working with this AI services. That's the way how it works to get these really good results.
Yeah. And maybe we should mention that today we are showing this in English, but of course it works as well in Danish and multiple other languages. You just have to switch your SuperOffice to the Danish version, and then it will give you every answer in Danish. Otherwise, you can prompt it to translate to your language as well.
Yeah, that is true. So now I'm copying this text and I'm using it in another setting. So, all right, we are moving on to the diary part. And now you can also see that we have a new prompt here. We only have one button at the moment, the today button. But here I'm looking at my list of sales. And then in this example, I would like to see how my diary looks like today. So there I got the diary input. You see there are a couple of meetings, upcoming appointments. And then, okay, we need to check and double check if this really is true. And there you can see that these 3 appointments are there. So that's also just an example of where I get the use of this chat interface. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I switch to service. Is this something you also work with, Jonas?
Yes, it is indeed. I sometimes is involved in a service request will not only 4 messages forth and back, but maybe 20 or 25. So the summary buttons is really good for me. So I don't need to scroll down every 20 messages and mails. I could just click the summarize.
Yeah, because in this example, it's just like that. I have 4 messages in this request. And then I could, in the old days, to get an understanding of this, probably need to read a couple of these messages or maybe all of them to not miss anything. But now, yeah, and here you see the messages. But now I can use the summarize feature here, and it will take all the information and then make a summary of the messages and then provide it for me. And then I can see what this ticket was about. And in this case, he couldn't log in, but after some work, he can log in, and then I can set the ticket to close and save the ticket.
Yes.
So that's a couple of examples when you can get insights, you can prompt, write messages in the chat interface, and you can get summaries of a lot of things.
It looks like we are starting on a very basic level, and I think the most of all you in this webinar knows this and maybe also works with this. If you have questions, feel free to write them in the chat. Write in Danish or write in English or Swedish if you prefer. Yeah. Back to you, Filip.
Yeah. So yeah, we have had this for quite some time, and but I also know that sometimes you need to be reminded that we have it, and maybe use this favorite feature to get this sparkle buttons front and center in SuperOffice. Another thing that we have for a while is SuperOffice for Outlook and AI. SuperOffice for Outlook is the integration that we have where you can, I think the favorite feature in that one is to just archive an email. That's when I talk to customers, that is one of the most popular features. So and this we have AI here also, and we use AI to extract information from the email here, and now we are extracting information about the sender of the email. So AI finds the information in the email and put in information like first name, last name, title, email, company, things like that. So
Yeah.
I think we can have a look at that one, and then we can take the questions. So keep the questions coming. So how do this look like in SuperOffice or in SuperOffice for Outlook? So do you use this also, Jonas?
Yes.
Yeah. So here I have an email from Zach Adair. And then, yeah, okay, I will probably save this email, or I would like to add him as a contact into SuperOffice because I know he's not there, or I'm not sure if I added him. And now in the side panel, you see his name there, right? Zach. And then you can see that there is a small yellow icon close to his name. Yeah, right there. And now I also get this where I'm nudged here to click to add new contact, it says. So then that is an indication that he's not there, right? So then I can add him as a contact like that. If I go ahead and try to save this email, maybe I would like to save it to someone else, or I'm not sure if it's there, where I would like to add it to a company or a contact. You see here that it is blank here. So yeah, he was not present. That's also an indication that I need to do. I need to add them here basically. So I go back, and then I click the link, click to add a new contact. And then, contact is one thing, but the company is also another thing. In this case, it finds a company where it says, you can add the contact to the company product plan. So yeah, that is good. I would like to do that because that is correct. And now you can see the AI magic here working. You can see Zach, yeah, that's his first name, Adir, second name, and you also get highlighted. You see the sparkle buttons over there in the top bar. That AI has now, as I told you, extracted the correct information from the email. So it's not only his name, it's his title that you can see in his signature, it's his email, and then I will now save the contact. So you don't need to copy and paste information like this. You can just use this feature, these AI features, instead.
Yeah.
Now we have some Copilot questions.
Yeah, it is a bit unclear. This slide, it is very, very small if you are on just a laptop or a small screen. But you can see when you have the SuperOffice for Outlook icon, you will get that sidebar in the panel. And when you are saving a new contact or extracting, then you will take the information from the person's visit card in the email, and then get the right information into SuperOffice. That's basically what it is. And you can try it yourself. If you have an email from a person that you have not saved into SuperOffice yet, then you can try and do that. And then there is a lot of questions about you do not have AI functions in your SuperOffice. And I think that when we will send out the email tomorrow with the webinar, with the recording, then we will also send a guide to how you can enable the AI in the settings and maintenance area of SuperOffice. And Filip, maybe you can give a short introduction to how they can do it.
Yeah, definitely. You need to be an administrator in SuperOffice, and you go into the administrative settings. I showed that the last time, so that was why I didn't bring it this time. So you can probably have a look at the previous show that we had. But then on where you have all the licensing information, there you have a button that's called Feature Labs, and if you click that button, you can activate all the AI features here.
So from now,
to your administrator. Yeah.
So from now, everyone is in the administration area and will maybe not listen to us anymore. But hopefully we will show you something that is worth listening, and we will get back to this question maybe in the end of the webinar to be more precise where the check mark is. And we will also send a guide tomorrow. So
we have another questions about requests in SuperOffice.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you get them in?
Fleming, you are worrying about that you do not have the requests area or the service area in SuperOffice. If that is correct, you of course need to get access to the service. Like we have the sales area, we have the marketing area, we have the service area in SuperOffice, and of course that is different modules that you need to buy access to. So we're showing every areas in SuperOffice today, and you have access to what you have bought. We can help you if you reach out, or you will write an email to info@superoffice.dk. Then we can help you.
Yeah, you have
Okay, just
the old service. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Then please give us an email, Fleming, and we can help you with the new AI assistant service that's in the same browser window.
all right.
And just one more question about the SuperOffice menu in Outlook. That means that you have to have the SuperOffice for Outlook app installed in your environment. You can go to the App Store and connect the SuperOffice for Outlook, and that is a free app. It's just to download and connect, and then it's ready for all of your employees. Yeah. And maybe that's the difference, Lars, between the mail link, the old mail link, and the SuperOffice for Outlook. That is also quite old, but still not used for every customers. So thank you for your questions, and please let them roll in the chat. Back to you, Philip, with the reply assist.
Yeah, because you remember we made a summary of a request, and that's all fine and nice, but now you would like to have help with replying, get back to the customer, right? So then we have been working with this for quite some time, and this so maybe you have heard it before, but now we are ready. This feature creates reply based on your data that you already have, your data that's stored in SuperOffice, like other requests, similar requests, the reply templates, the FAQs, and also the documents that you can upload to SuperOffice. And you can also use web pages here. So, I mean, this is really good because it improves the response time back to the customer. It makes the life much easier, much more funny, I think, to work with service when you have this help, because it's basically faster to get back to the customer, and that also means higher customer satisfaction and more satisfied customers. So I think you would like to see an example how this works in reality. So let's fire away. So now I am in service, and this is new service. I need to have requests like this. And here you can see I have sent a message here, hi Apple, and I have a couple of questions about colors and the availability for colors for an iPhone here. So, okay, I read that. I go to the sparkle buttons here. You see I have two buttons. I have summary, but now I press the generate reply. So now it's working. It presents a reply that I can use with some specifications, with a link. And now you can see that this sounds good. I can work with this. Suggest to reply. Then I press insert reply, and then the data gets into the body of where I have the text, where the reply is also sent back to the customer, right? So I get suggestion. Now I can verify this one, see if I need to do any changes. In this case, I'm looking to see that is the link really working? Yeah, it looks like that. It's picked up also a link to the website, and now I can send it back to the customer. So a much more faster, more fun, efficient way of working with requests in service. What do you think,
But
Jonas?
I think that is cool. But is it just like the reply template, from the back in the old days?
I think
How
it's,
do you,
yeah, it's like it's the reply templates, but on steroids, right? It's
uh,
supported with AI, it's supported with new technology, but basically it's a reply template. It's the
how,
same logic.
but Philip, how do this SuperOffice service ticket knows that much about iPhone 17? And what
Yeah.
if some of our attendees from for this webinar are selling machines and services
Yeah.
that SuperOffice does not know anything about? How can we know that?
Yeah. How do you set this up? Where to start? You basically you are training this feature reply assist yourself. So uh, you can see from the screen here that you have a lot of sources. I am on a source here that says homepage information, and then you can see a URL there, starting URL to apple.com. So if you're working with machines or whatever, you need to update or add the starting URLs to those kind of websites that you use. So
Mm.
for SuperOffice, for instance, when we do this, we have a lot of documentation on SuperOffice.dk and SuperOffice.com and things like that. So then we add those URLs instead. But
So when I'm setting this up, I can take all the sources. Maybe I could take my company.dk and fill in all the knowledge from there. And maybe I can also take information from apple.com/iPhone 17 and get all the product details from there.
yeah, I think you
Wow.
need to. Yeah, I think yeah, basically, yeah. But you need to start getting an understanding of your data, what you
Mm.
have already in SuperOffice first in terms of tickets. How do you respond? Do you have good answers and questions going back and forth? Can you use those? That's the first thing. So you can use your replies that you already have quality
Mm.
checked and sent to your customers. And then you can add more sources. You can add, PDFs, documentation, everything about your products, your services, and you can upload those documents to SuperOffice and then say, okay, here is the documents, here is the document selection. Please create the answers based on that.
So if I have information about the products that is not public available on the web, then I can just bring in the PDF format as
Yeah,
an internal knowledge.
yeah,
Wow, that is
exactly.
cool.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way it works. So you're
Yeah.
kind of creating your own language model here. Language models is also a lot of talk around that in the AI world, but this is your information. So it's based on that, and it will base all the answers on your data that you provide here. And then
Cool.
you have one more thing except adding correct data. You have something that says instructions here. So on the settings tab here, you can instruct how the answer should be answered here. You should always answer like this, always use this wording. So you iterate here. When you see the answers coming to you and you're not 100% happy with it, then you talk to
Mm.
your administrator or the one who set this up, and then you add these rules or instructions to make it better.
Okay.
So
Maybe also to make
two
the right
things.
tone of voice.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it should be friendly, correct, and yeah, that's
Good. Do you think every SuperOffice customer has this on the agenda?
well, I mean, I talk to a lot of customers. I know that the first level, it's like you guys here talk to, okay, activate and start using the feature that's already there. I think that's basically first level. And then I think this is maybe the next level when you need to understand a little bit more about your data. It's just not, you cannot just start using a feature. You need to do what we talked about earlier. You need to have an understanding of your data and what's in there. And I see there's a question about text in PDF documents. Yeah, it can read text in PDF documents. So if you have documentation, you can add that documentation for a PDF.
Yeah.
And we are running this at now more than 10 customers in the pilot. So, but it's a little bit more than just activating it like SuperOffice Copilot. And if you're interested, you can reach out to your contact at SuperOffice to start with service, maybe start with new service as we talked about here already, and maybe start thinking about this term. Maybe later in 2026, this will be the way that we will talk and communicate with our customers.
But this is possible for all of you to get access to, and you can write to your favorite contact in SuperOffice Denmark, or send an email to info@superoffice.dk. Then we will get back to you how you will be part of the pilot. And maybe the summer holiday is a good way of testing this. Otherwise, if you are going for 6 weeks of holiday, then you can have it in August as well. And yes, it can read in text in the PDF, like Filip just said, and it will create, like the service and the ticket module has done for years. You will do everything in the ticket area in SuperOffice in the service module, but your customer will of course receive all that information as emails, just as you maybe are doing with a lot of other vendors. When you are on the buying side, then you will send an email to support or service claims at mywebpage.dk, and then everything from the customer side will be emails, but on your side as a vendor, it will be in the SuperOffice service module.
Yeah. And then just a short answer to the question to Helle there. Yeah, the answer is yes, and it can both read any existing emails and attachments and also specific documents that you upload. So it can do both there. All right, let's move to marketing and how to work with content in marketing. You know how it is. Maybe do you send some newsletters, Jonas?
We send a lot of newsletters,
Yeah.
but I do not do that. I have people for that.
Yeah, but that's nice. But
Yeah.
maybe if you you need, you know, it's all, if you need to do it, it's all about the content, right? And you have the AI help here as well. And today we're going to talk about images. So basically, I will describe an image that I would like to have, and then I get a couple of questions because we need to help the AI service here to make this good prompt, make this good description, and then I can use it or iterate, continue on until I am satisfied. So we are going to have a look how this looks like. So now I'm working with service, marketing, and I have that one, need a new view, and then I have that picture there. But I would like to get some help from AI. So I just double click that one, and then you see here I get a toolbar from the side here. It said magic image there. And I would click on that one, and now you can see the text prompt there. And then I have prepared a prompt like that. It was like a photo of a Norwegian fjord with a sunset and a fishing boat. I think that could be a good one. And then I press create, and now the AI is working in the background. And then I get some suggestions now for new prompts. Maybe you could elaborate a little bit more. The AI feature here tells me. So yeah, I'm going to go with not that one, that aerial drone footage. And now I can choose a specific style if I would like to, but in this case, I think a photo is nice. I described the photo, so I don't want anything else. The AI service is working in the background, and now we are just hoping that we can see the nice Norwegian fjord, and there it is. The sunset is there. The fishing boat is there. Do you like it, Jonas?
I think you cheated. This is
Yeah.
not AI generated. This is from a helicopter in the Norwegian fjords.
No, it's AI generated. And I
It
have to say,
is?
yeah, now
What?
I can use
That
it,
is,
and then it gets into, but of course it's based on a lot of images that has been photographed of a sunset and of a fjord and a fishing boat. So you're
yeah.
partly correct, but specifically this picture has not been taken. Sorry to disappoint you around that. But
This
then
is so
again,
cool.
yeah, I get the picture uh, like that, and I can use it like that.
Yeah. We have a question about the copyright.
Hmm.
And this is part of the marketing module. So if you have a subscription for SuperOffice Marketing, then you have a subscription for this feature, and you can use it as much as you want. And otherwise, we are subscription on a very big stock photos, and you can use those as well. And that's what I think is out of copyright, so you can use it just as you want to. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is go if we go into details here. So this editor also that we have here, we've already paid for all the copyrights within our subscription for this editor. So it's all taken care of. You don't need to think about that. You have a lot of images already included, and then of course this AI pictures are on top of that. So you don't need to think about that. But it's a good question.
Yeah. Maybe we should mention that there could be some laws in every country that it has to stand that the picture is AI generated, but that is due to the law. We This is a service that we provide to you, and that's free of charge. You can use it as much as you want to. But of course, if you want a picture of Mette Frederiksen with something in some places, that is of course something you should have the access to do.
Yeah, you always need to think about
Yeah,
that kind of questions, of course.
yeah,
All right, we need to move to this area. We call it MCP server. So now it's time to learn a little bit about this. MCP, that stands for Model Context Protocol. So that's a little bit of technical mumbo jumbo, but it's good to know if you hear the abbreviation there, MCP. But basically what this is about, this will allow other AI system to access data inside SuperOffice, but in a controlled way. And that means that you can connect the AI services or AI tools that you work I will show a couple of examples from Claude and Microsoft Copilot because that's where I get the most questions from our customers. And then you could also, build, if you go one more level here also, maybe you would like to build your own agent, but you would like to use SuperOffice data. This is also a tool that will make the data available to your agents. So that's what you need to know about MCP. We are really close to the first beta version, so we will launch a pilot before summer, the summer holiday here. And in this first version, there will be only read-only capabilities, so you cannot write or update any data, but you can read it and access the data from SuperOffice in these tools. And then you also need to have a user license in SuperOffice because, we need to think of this so in this way that if I see the data inside SuperOffice and I see the correct data, then I should also see the same data, right, using other AI tools. So I cannot see Jonas' confidential activities, for instance. So that's why we are also using the authentication system with the licensing and also with the rights and groups and everything around that for the user. So that's how we do it in a controlled way. All right, now to the fun part. Now I'm going to show you how this can look in Microsoft Copilot. So here I have.
Maybe we should mention that the Microsoft Copilot is, of course, not included in the SuperOffice, but with this agent included in the SuperOffice, then we can talk to the other AI agents, as for example Microsoft Copilot. So now we are in between different systems to get the best AI knowledge in your everyday work.
Yeah. So in this case, I have connected Microsoft Copilot to a SuperOffice database, and then you can see the prompt there. It says list my upcoming sales and group them by sales type. So I'm just writing what I would like to have. You see it's present under the agents there. And there you can see the prompt, and then I will click go ahead, and now it looks into SuperOffice, and because I fetch the sales, the upcoming sales, and I also said to group them by sales type. So now you see sale to a new customer, that's one sale type, and then I see the sales, and then you see sale to existing customers. It was a cross sell, number 3, and then I had some sale type for other there. And then I can continue here. So because now I'm in the, chat flow here. So, okay, this was good, but I would like to do something more here. So I'm start writing here, create a chart. Yeah, a chart for the sales. Yeah, okay. And then Microsoft Copilot starts to create a chart by sale type here. So now you get a small table here with the sale type, you get the total amount. You see that it was different currencies here also, so that's good to know. And then I also got the bar chart visualization down there that I can use. And then I can continue on working with this data, maybe to prepare for a sales meeting or prepare for a meeting with my manager.
Yeah.
And then
course,
just Jonas, I have a question. What do you think about the design here?
It could be better.
Yeah. I will just show you one more thing. I don't have a video for this because we don't have time to look at all of this, but this is an example for a Claude. Claude, I think it's a little bit more designish. It looks better just when you write simple instructions. So in the picture to the left, I have a small prompt there. List my customers and group them by business and show me a chart that I can use in my next sales meeting. And you can see that I have largest segment here is distributors, for instance. So that's one example. And I can, in a service like Claude, I can take it even further here. So if you're looking at the picture to the right, you can see that it says make a chart where I can filter on country and category. And then you see I have drop-down lists there that I can bring into a meeting where I can pick and choose countries and categories, and it's all, all working as I go, and I can click these windows and filters.
Yeah.
And it looks nice, right?
It looks really nice, this Claude example. So when the SuperOffice MCP agent is connected to the Claude or to the Microsoft Copilot, then we can start building stuff like this to extract to summaries, to sales meetings, to board meetings, and so on. And yeah, you can really get super good extractions out of this.
Yeah, and I think here just start if you haven't been working with this kind of AI tools before. I think it's time to start working with maybe Microsoft Copilot or Claude or something else. The question I always get now is also, okay, but what kind of information? How can I see what's available through the MCP service here? And then it's actually so good that when you are inside these tools, you have it available for you. So you can see this is a picture just from Microsoft Copilot and the Copilot Studio, where you also can enable and disable if you would like to say that, okay, you can see sales but not appointments, for instance. But I've prepared the list to the left for you, so you can search and get appointments, you can search and get companies, persons, sales, projects, and next week we will add requests, and when we're done with that, we will start the pilot here, so we can get the actual.
This is a really, really tough way of. Yeah, this is a very tough way of ending. Could we? I know that we have only 2 minutes left. I'm sorry, out there, but could we just have 3 more minutes more than this webinar? Because just end up with a little bit more everyday thing that is more easygoing. I think the MCP is really technical, and the ones from you that will use the MCP will go beyond the limit, working with AI, but just to end up with something more everyday.
Yeah, you know me, I also work with the mobile client, so I would like to highlight also that you have the possibility to get a summary of a request also in the mobile client. So if you're on your way to customer meeting, you go in, see the actual information on that company, then you see there are some open requests there. Click the generate summary button, and then you will get the summarization like shown in the picture here. So then you're up to speed and you're prepared for the sales meeting.
That was more easy for me to understand.
Yeah.
Go to the SuperOffice app on my phone, and then find the service ticket that I want to work with, and click the summarize button.
Yeah.
That is a bit more easy for me to understand.
Yeah,
Thank you, Filip.
Me too. Much easier to just press a button.
Yeah. Thank you. Do you have any other questions? Then now is the time. For every one of you, I know that we have still one question from Helle that we need to answer, and when we are answering that, you can type in the very last question that you have. But Helle, you are asking if we request for a picture in the AI request in the service module, that will be covered too due to the copyright. As I understand that you're searching for an image in the service module, and we talked about those two, but the image creator is in the marketing area, not in the service area. But if you request a picture with AI in the marketing module, that will be covered too, yes, for the copyright issue. If you are searching for an AI picture in the service module, you cannot do that. And Søren is asking, I only have, okay, cool, Helle. I only have a summary button in tickets and not a respond button. How do he get the respond button?
Yeah. Should talk to your SuperOffice representative or just go back 20 minutes in this call. But you can join the pilot, and then you need to think about what I talked about with your data. How can you use it? What kind of documentation do you have? So start thinking about that and contact your SuperOffice contact in Denmark. Then they will help you set it up. Then you will have the button there.
Cool. Is there any more questions out there? Otherwise, I said for the last time today, if you have more questions or need to get any help, write to us in info@superoffice.dk. Then we will find the best colleague in Denmark to get help to you. And of course, we will just help you right away.
Yeah, and I will be there,
Cool.
Jonas. So yeah, if you see me also and you have a question about
Yeah.
AI, you know who to talk to. Yeah.
Yeah. See you in Copenhagen the 1st of October. På dansk, så vil jeg bare slutte af med at invitere jer alle sammen til vores SuperOffice Games den 1. oktober i København. Se alle vores kommende aktiviteter. Lige nu holder vi lidt sommerferie, men på superoffice.dk/events kan du løbende følge med i, hvad vi inviterer til, og holde webinarer som det her igen. For et halvt år siden aftalte vi jo, at vi skulle lave et AI-webinar igen. Det er det, vi gør i dag. Og måske vi kommer til at lave en part 3 om et halvt år igen, hvis der er opbakning til det. Det må vi se. Men ellers så tusind tak for i dag, og kom rigtig godt hjem. Det er I måske allerede. Eller kom rigtig godt tilbage på arbejdspladsen. Nyd en dejlig kop kaffe. Og så ses vi til nogle af vores andre arrangementer eller til Change i København. Tak for i dag.
Tak for idag. Thank you.